Here is another piece of classical architecture that I'd like you to look at what we are taught versus what you see. What we are taught is that Greek temples were a progression from initially structures in wood. And in fact, you can see a mock-up that was done not too long ago in England representing what a stone temple was, kind of like its predecessor, what came before it in wood. The idea is the stone temples were really just emulating what was in wood previously. You can see the columns are bound reeds, like the stalks of wood-like plants bound together. This is interesting because you don't have papyrus, which is what those reeds are purported to be from, native in Greece. Guess where they are native only at that time period? It was Egypt, along the Nile, and they were imported heavily to Greece. Another facet of this is that you actually see this type of structure being used in Egypt in the way of models. There are models that survive thousands of years old. You can see it in paintings where they did originally have wood structures. They then progressed to stone and did emulate that in stone. The flutes, which are these vertical grooves in the columns, were an emulation of what you saw before in wood. You can see these bands, these lines drawn around the columns, which are emulating the rope that would hold the reeds together. You then see these same details later in Greece. Greeks were admitted into Kemet, ancient Egypt, around 650 BC. You then see the first Greek stone temple in 600 BC with these same details. And so let's look at what we are taught versus what you can see. Did the Greeks on their own build these structures in wood and then start to make them in stone within a 50-year time span? Or did they learn from what they saw in Kemet, which had built a 2,000-year-old lineage of stone building, and then progress from there? I ask you, what do you see?